מה השאלה?
אין לי מושג.
רוצה לצלם? Okay, wait. Yeah, so we're here with some activists in Tel Aviv. Let's just ask them what they're on about. So.
I'm not an activist, I'm just a protester.
Okay, sorry, protesters.
כן. למה אתם פה?
We're protesting against Mr. Netanyahu. We demand his immediate resignation, feeling that he doesn't qualify to act as Prime Minister of Israel in general and in times of crisis in particular.
What leads you to think that way?
The decision he's been making, the very fact that Israel was surprised on September the 7th and nobody anticipated, well, of course, some of people of the military anticipated all that was ended up coming, but Mr. Netanyahu ignored it. When you look at the general state of Israel, the transfer of money to irrelevant causes and on and on and on. I mean, I could brag about it.
You mean the corruption?
The corruption, his standards, his decision-making process, the people he appointed for office, and we feel that Israel could benefit from his immediate resignation and his replacement, but by someone who qualifies to govern.
Who do you think would be a good candidate to replace him?
No, and I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay. And your sign says
Walking disaster.
walking disaster, yeah. So Netanyahu is a walking disaster.
Or does he function now?
It's a running disaster.
A running disaster,
Running
yeah.
disaster.
He's running for his life, yeah. And I hope he'll be running to prison. I don't mind if he's driven to prison, but I really hope he will.
What's your impression about how does he function up now in this situation?
Could you repeat
No,
that?
I want her to answer the question of
אתה לא חייב להופיע עם
אם אתם רוצים, אז צחקי.
צחי, מי זה צחי?
קוראים לו צחקי.
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 אתה עוד...
הוא אדם שמפגין כאן הרבה, הוא אדם...
רגע, זה לייב?
הוא אח של יוסף שריג, אם אתם יודעים מי זה.
כן.
אוקיי.
אני אסביר לכם פשוט...
Speak in English, yeah.
I'll just explain a little bit. Ido here, I have a YouTube channel, and he have thousands of followers. He's taking videos around Palestine and Israel and around the world.
No problem.
No. So just so you understand, the visibility is really good because it's people who supports also Palestine, also Israel, and
I honestly don't care about the extent to which the video is exposed. That's for you.
Yeah,
no, for sure. But I'm making sure to explain.
I was in Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera? Wait, we have a lady here who was on
I
Al.
don't want to speak
Oh,
English.
okay.
English is terrible.
Yeah, well, if you have anything to say in Hebrew, I can translate.
Yeah, Hebrew is also good. עברית
יכולה
זה-
בעברית, כן.
אתה רוצה לשאול אותי או?
Ken, so she just said that you just said that you were on Al Jazeera. How did that happen?
כי הייתי בהפגנה משותפת נגד המלחמה שנערכה לפני 3 שבועות.
Oh, okay. So 3 weeks ago there was a unified Jew and Arab protest against the war, and Al Jazeera was there, I'm guessing, yeah? And
והייתה הפגנה מאוד מוצלחת, באו גם הרבה יהודים וערבים. מה שמאוד הפריע זה שמסביב גידרו אותנו, ומסביב היו קבוצות מאוד גדולות של ימנים קיצוניים שעשו הכל כדי להפריע למסרים של שלום.
So she's saying that the problem with the protest was that they were fenced around them by the far right, yeah. And how did the protest end? Like מה קרה בסוף?
זה היה די על גבול האלימות, הם זרקו חפצים על הבמה, הם ניתקו לנו את החשמל, הם עשו הכל כדי לא לשמוע מסרים של שלום, וכל זה נעשה בתוך מלחמה, בתוך אבל. הם השמיעו מוזיקה של חתונות, הם צהלו ושמחו בזמן שאנשים דיברו על שהופיעו הורים שכולים ומשפחות של חטופים ונשאו מסרים של שלום.
So basically she's saying that there were just any signs of peace, they were shut down by the right-wingers, and they were playing, while people were grieving, they were playing like wedding music and stuff like that. Yeah. And I don't know, do you have anything to add, משהו להוסיף?
שאנחנו נתעקש, למרות שאנחנו יודעים שאנחנו מעטים, אנחנו נפגענו כאן גם לאורך כל התקופה של המחאה, קבוצה של מתנגדים לכיבוש, ואנחנו נמשיך, וחלק מאיתנו שלא נמצאים כאן היום.
I'll just translate in the meantime. She's saying that they are going to keep sustaining, even though people that don't support the protests, and you guys aren't many today, right? Like normally there's more people here.
אני אגיד שיש כאן גם אנשים שמלווים בבוקר רואים. אנחנו מודעים לזה שבזמן המלחמה נעשה ג'נוסייד בשטחים, וזה נורא מתסכל אותנו שאנחנו לא יכולים למחות על הכל.
She's saying that there's a genocide happening inside the West Bank right now, and that they're very saddened that they can't protest about everything. But I don't know, what else did she say?
הכל מתחיל ונגמר בלהוריד את הממשלה הזאת ואת הכיבוש, בדיוק.
We feel that he's not functioning properly now.
They're saying that it all starts and ends with ending occupation and ending this current government.
And actually, especially this prime minister who is not functioning now, and all he cares for is keeping up with his position as prime minister, in aim of avoiding protest or even, facing trial.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen when this war is over with Netanyahu? Like,
let's see the war is over first, and then we'll see.
Yeah.
I would love to add something. I just want you to show whoever is watching who's standing here, because for me, I'm a young activist. Even if you don't approach yourself as an activist, only as a protester, but even me, who were in the streets for the past 10 months, seeing those people, older than me, elder people, standing for I don't know how many time, but standing with signs, 7 people standing to show whoever is passing here in the middle of Tel Aviv. There is no other people here. It's only them, but they're making the effort to go out the streets, to show up, to say what they think, and to show that even through a war, we can't forget that this government is not functioning at all. And this sign says, everyone now. We want everyone, all the hostages back now. And the fact that Bibi Netanyahu doesn't do anything to bring them back home now, it's horrible. And that's one thing from many things that show us that he doesn't capable of taking care of his people. And even a family member of mine is a hostage in Gaza now, and we know that he's the last person who can take care of bringing them back home now, and that's horrible.
שיותר חשוב לו, אני חושבת שבשביל נתניהו ההשפלה זה הדבר הכי נורא.
She's saying that for Netanyahu the embarrassment is the biggest
humiliation
thing.
of Israel. ולמעשה אפשר היה להציע עסקה הרבה יותר טובה של לשחרר פשוט את כל האנשים שמוחזקים בבתי הסוהר בישראל, שחלקם הם בכלל לא מחבלים. זאת אומרת, גם מספרים כל הזמן לציבור בישראל שהאנשים האלה ששחררו עכשיו הן מחבלות, רובן בכלל לא מחבלות, לחלקן הגדול אין בכלל כתבי אישום, לא ברור מה הם עשו. אפשר להגיד שיש ילדים ונערים בבתי הכלא הישראלים שהם חטופים בעצמם, אפשר להגדיר כילדים שנחטפו מהבתים שלהם.
She's saying that, just to recap, that she's upset about Netanyahu not releasing more people, not just releasing all of the Palestinian prisoners in order to get our Israeli hostages back. And she's saying that that all of them are labeled as terrorists, while some of them are people that were arrested during the war, right?
Yes. Yeah. Arrested Without a trial.
without a trial. כי יש מערכת בישראל, מערכת נפרדת של משפט לפלסטינים ולישראלים. זה גם דבר שחשוב להגיד אותו. שאנשים נאסרים בשטחים ומוחזקים ללא משפט.
She's saying that people are held for trial in the Palestinian territories without going to court. And also I can add myself that many Palestinians that were living in Israel, that you can be a Palestinian with a green passport and be able to live in Israel, and you pay like 2,500 shekels. That's like $600, $700 a month in order to have a work permit. But all of these permits were taken away. So not everybody knew that the work permits were taken away, and many Palestinians ended up being in jail just for staying in Israel during that time. So yeah. כאילו, אצלי, אני מכיר אישית, כאילו, פלסטינאים ש... Okay. Maybe we should go talk to him?
כן, his name is צחקי.
Tzachki. So that guy...
צחקי. Yes.
So there's a man sitting over there that's called Tzachki. So why is he famous? Like,
His brother was killed in 73, and I think he's living it. And
okay. So there's a man here whose brother was killed in the Yom Kippurim war. Let's go and talk to him. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tada. Let's cross the road here. People are saying love from Palestine. Oh, okay, we're gonna go to the love to Palestine. By the way, there's some cars that are beeping as we go by. That's just like in support of the protests. When people want to show support to the protesters, then they beep and like beep, beep, beep. Somebody said Rabin was the best. Rabin היה הכי טוב. Okay, so you see that man on the chair over there? He's been here for ages, like I think since the 73 war. Yeah,
No, his brother was killed in the 73 war.
Yeah.
And what she said is that he's reliving the trauma. That's why he sits to protest here in the middle of the road. So
She looked like she was fine. Okay. Does he speak English?
we'll see. I'll ask him. I'll tell him before. צחקי? שלום. נעים מאוד.
שלום, אני עידו.
זה עידו. דיברנו עם החברים שם, הם שלחו אותנו אליך, אמרו שאתה אדון מעניין, ששווה...
תודה. אני רק מתקפל בעוד 7 דקות, אבל...
בסדר, אז אם תרצה, הוא...
Just a short interview?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Why not?
So here you go, if you can hold this.
Okay. Just hold.
I'll do this. Yeah. So Tzachki, why are you sitting here? Like, what are you protesting about?
Because I'm sure that this Prime Minister should go away immediately. I don't really know how to do it, but I need to express my feelings that he should leave us now and be free for his court, for his trial. He should take care of himself and for his family without us. Let him go to take care of his own businesses, because what he does for us is just a disaster. That's what I really think. And I will do whatever needed, if I can, of course, whatever I can, to make it happening as soon as possible. I'm a protester, a very old protester. I was one of very few people who established the movement Shalom Achshav.
Peace now.
Peace Now at 1978. Since then, I believe that I should be involved. I have a very specific or
Take your time.
okay, very specific, determined ideas about what should be done here in Israel.
And what should be done?
Should be done peace, very, very intensive and honorable negotiation with the Arabs, wherever are them, within Israel and in the West Bank, in Gaza as well, of course. I think that we should let them have their state, of course, the independent state. They should be taken care of like people, like exactly like us. We should give them the opportunity to live like people, like regular people, to have the opportunity for economic, for investments, for education, of course. They should be able to have a normal life, which they don't really have since we conquered, which was of course, the main disaster of Israel in 1967, the Six-Day War, the exact point where we changed our history, got wrong, and since then we are moving for a disaster to disaster and making it worse and worse. Of course, this last disaster started on October 7th, was one of the biggest, maybe the biggest disaster we have ever had. Maybe we ever had all over the history. It was just an example for how should you not behave, how you should not be sleeping, should be responsible for everything which is going on here in Israel and in the border and for the neighboring countries. I think we have evil and catastrophic government leading them, of course, the Prime Minister, who is just impossible nomination. He should go because he takes care of just of himself. All his decisions and thinking made of the necessity to get or to escape from court, to maybe even escape from Israel as soon as possible. If he could do it, he would do it now, today, this night, this minute, but he can't because he won't be let. So what he does is just taking after him all the, how to call it, all the part of Israel which is educated like this. Maybe many of them are religious or tough religious, and and of course most of his ministers in the government are binded. They take care of the right wing part of Israel. I hope it will be changed. I'm not sure about it at all. Everybody should be very, very careful about his thoughts, about his expectation for the next. אוקיי. יש לו מעיל של וולט, זה נחמד. Okay, I need to finish. I lost my. I was wounded very, very severely in the Yom Kippur War in 1973. We finished the officers' course in June 73, 40, out of which 13 officers got killed within 4 months, which is crazy. In my kibbutz of no more than 1,000 population, 11 sons of the kibbutz were killed in this war. One of them is my brother, and it makes me fighting and worrying, and I will do all that I can to change the history and to get rid of this evil and catastrophic Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to show us what you have on the sign? It just says Lech, which means go.
And of course, 1,400 people. It is now more than that, of course, that were killed, in vain. Just, of course, citizens and soldiers, just catastrophe. That's it. Unbearable catastrophe.
And this is a Shidur Chai, it's live.
Okay.
And the most common question was, how do you want to negotiate with Hamas? That's what the people asked. Like,
I would say they are the governors of the Gaza Strip. They are Nazis. They may be impossible, but they control the strip, the Gaza Strip, and they should be negotiated like us. And I know that it is crazy to do it, but we need to do it till the Gaza Strip change its controllers. That's what I say.
well, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I'll sign off as well. Thank you for watching this live stream. Cheers, guys. Thank you to Liel for holding the camera and being present. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you.
תודה רבה. אני פעילה בשלום עכשיו, אז מאוד מרגש גם לפגוש אותך.
אני מהחמישה או השמונה של תל אביב שהקימו את שלום עכשיו.